Welcome, chosen ones, to this transformative journey. If you've ever felt like you're waiting for something bigger to happen in your life, then you're exactly where you need to be. In today's video, we're diving deep into divine timing, spiritual breakthroughs, and the incredible transformation that awaits you. The universe has aligned this moment for you right now, and everything you've been praying for is closer than you think. So, if you're ready to step into your divine purpose, to unlock the mysteries of your true potential, then make sure you stay with us through the entire video. It's not by accident that you're here. God's plan for your life is unfolding now, and you're about to witness miracles. Chosen one, as you've walked through your life, striving for growth, peace, and purpose, you may have never realized that, all along, you were engaged in an intense spiritual battle. A battle that you did not consciously see, but one that had immense spiritual stakes. While you lived your daily life, navigating your personal and spiritual journey, a coordinated attack from 1,000 demons was being launched against you. These were not just ordinary attacks, they were meticulously planned, each demon assigned to break you down in different ways, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. The forces of darkness knew that if they could break your spirit, they could create a shift in your destiny. They aimed to wear you down through subtle manipulations, emotional upheavals, and deep spiritual confusion. Their strategy was designed to gradually wear you out, to erode your integrity, your peace, and your sense of purpose. But what the dark forces didn't anticipate was the power of your spiritual defense system. A defense that operates automatically, without your conscious awareness, and protects you from forces that would typically bring down others. As the attack unfolded, your spiritual system went to work, neutralizing each of these demonic forces, shifting their power back onto them without you even realizing it. The victory you won was quiet but immense. While you may have felt exhaustion, stress, and at times even moments of doubt, you didn't know that you were fighting off an army of darkness that had been mobilized against you. And yet, you stood strong. You might have noticed moments of spiritual fatigue, a sense of weariness that made you question your path. But this was simply the energy from the battle manifesting in your physical being. The spiritual forces working on your behalf were already at work, neutralizing the attack, and you were unknowingly emerging victorious. This victory shook the infernal dimensions to their core. The demons that were sent to weaken you were now scattered, unable to grasp any hold on your spirit, and unable to break the core of your being. The battle that was fought in the unseen realms has now set you on a course of transformation and empowerment that no force can thwart. You've won the battle without even knowing it, and now, you are about to see the fruits of that victory unfold before your eyes. To understand the magnitude of this unseen battle, we must look at the specific tactics that were used against you. 1,000 demons were dispatched with distinct roles, each of them tasked with targeting a specific part of your life. They attacked your mind, trying to sow seeds of doubt and confusion, pushing you to question your worth, your purpose, and the path you were walking. They tried to make you believe that your efforts were in vain, that the challenges you faced were insurmountable, and that you would never make it to the other side. They also attacked your emotions, trying to overwhelm you with anger, fear, and resentment. Their goal was to disrupt your emotional equilibrium, to make you feel isolated, misunderstood, and disconnected from others. They sought to twist your perception of reality, pushing you into emotional extremes that would cloud your judgment and make you question your place in the world. In addition, they aimed to undermine your purpose, the very foundation of your existence. They tried to make you feel as though your mission was futile, and that no matter how hard you tried, you would never be able to fulfill the divine plan set before you. The demons targeted your energy, draining you slowly, so that you felt weary, uninspired, and discouraged. Every effort to stay aligned with your purpose felt like it was met with resistance, and this subtle pressure was meant to wear you down over time. They also attacked your perception of yourself and the world around you, making you doubt your spiritual growth, your worth, and your connection with the divine. They wanted you to question whether you were truly walking in alignment with your higher purpose, or if your journey was misguided. They created dissonance, making you feel disconnected from your inner voice and the divine guidance that had always led you. But, chosen one, what the demons failed to see is that your spiritual defense system was already activated, woven into the very essence of who you are. The strength you possess isn't just physical or mental, it's spiritual. The light within you is so powerful that it cannot be extinguished, and your integrity and resilience are so deeply ingrained that no amount of spiritual darkness can undermine them. As the demons launched their attack, your defense system responded, pushing them back, neutralizing their influence, and protecting your soul from the inside out. You may have felt moments of deep exhaustion throughout this battle, and this fatigue is an important part of the process. While the attack was happening in the spiritual realm, your physical body felt the effects of this energetic battle. You might have experienced emotional burnout, a sense of weariness that left you questioning why you felt so drained despite your best efforts. This physical exhaustion was the aftermath of a spiritual victory, the result of the battle being won on your behalf. Understand that this feeling of fatigue wasn't a sign of defeat. It was simply a reflection of the intensity of the spiritual war you unknowingly faced. The energy from the attack was temporarily manifesting in your physical being, but it was not meant to break you. Instead, it was a sign that you had overcome. Your soul had been tested, and it had emerged victorious. In Ephesians 6:12, it is written, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." The battle you fought was not against people or circumstances, but against the forces of darkness that sought to undermine your spiritual growth. And though you couldn't see it at the time, you were victorious. Your spiritual defense system had neutralized the attack, protecting your mind, emotions, and soul from harm. Now, as the dust settles, you will begin to notice the transformation that comes with this victory. Your spiritual frequency has elevated, and you are no longer the person who entered this battle. You have been refined and empowered by this victory, and now you are stepping into a new phase of your divine purpose. The spiritual forces that once sought to bring you down are no longer able to touch you. You are shielded, not just from external threats, but from the dark forces that seek to create chaos in your life. In Revelation 12:11, we read, "They triumphed over him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. They did not love their lives so much as to shrink from death." Your victory, chosen one, is sealed. You have triumphed, not through your own strength alone, but through the divine protection and grace that has always surrounded you. The cosmic battle that was fought on your behalf has changed the trajectory of your life and set you on a course toward your higher purpose. Chosen one, now that we've discussed the immense spiritual victory you've unknowingly won, it's important to reflect on the profound implications of this unseen battle and its impact on your spiritual journey. What you might not have fully realized until now is that the victory you achieved is not only a personal triumph, but a cosmic shift. The fact that you were able to overcome 1,000 demons, each carefully assigned to tear you down, is no small feat. It signifies a spiritual elevation and a divine confirmation that you are no ordinary soul. You are an agent of divine purpose, equipped with an inner strength that even the most powerful forces of darkness cannot overcome. Now that the spiritual attack has been neutralized and the victory won, you are stepping into a season of transformation and divine empowerment. What once may have felt like a series of personal struggles, emotional battles, and moments of exhaustion now makes perfect sense. Those moments of spiritual fatigue weren't signs of defeat, they were physical evidence of the intensity of the battle you were unwittingly fighting. And despite all the spiritual forces aligned against you, you stood strong. Not only did you endure, but you emerged victorious. And this victory has set the stage for an even greater spiritual destiny that is now unfolding in your life. The spiritual protection system that was activated in you has not only shielded you from harm but also empowered you to step fully into your divine mission. The forces of darkness that once sought to pull you down now know that they have no power over you. The battle has been won, and you have been transformed by the experience. The very essence of your being has been strengthened, refined, and elevated. The light within you is now brighter than ever, and your spiritual immunity has been activated, a force field of divine protection that no enemy can breach. One of the most powerful aspects of this victory is the revelation of your inner strength. The demons that attacked you were strategic, each one assigned a specific function to try to wear you down, confuse you, and make you doubt your path. They sought to break your spirit, to infiltrate your thoughts, and to disrupt your peace. But your strength, rooted in divine integrity, was too powerful for them to touch. Every attack they launched was met with an impenetrable shield of spiritual defense that disarmed their efforts before they could even take root. This victory wasn't just about surviving the attack, it was about the revelation that you, chosen one, are spiritually invincible. Your spiritual immunity is not temporary or based on external circumstances. It is a permanent part of your divine nature. The attack was never meant to harm you. It was meant to reveal your true power and to solidify your position as a spiritual warrior. You were never alone in this battle. Divine forces have always been protecting you, but it is through this victory that you now stand in the fullness of your divine protection and spiritual strength. Your divine purpose is now confirmed. You are a vessel of light, and your victory over this demonic attack signifies that nothing can stand in your way. The spiritual forces that have supported you in the unseen realms are now working actively to ensure that you remain aligned with your purpose and that your path ahead is free from spiritual interference. The cosmic authorities have seen your resilience, your courage, and your unwavering commitment to truth and light, and now they are moving in alignment with your destiny. Divine support is actively guiding your steps, clearing obstacles, and opening doors that will propel you forward into your divine mission. Now that you understand the depth of your victory, it's time to look at the spiritual protection system that was in place throughout the battle. This system didn't just shield you from harm, it actively countered the demonic forces, neutralizing each attack as it came. You may not have been conscious of it at the time, but your spiritual defense system was operating automatically, guided by divine intelligence and infused with the light of your soul. Every time the demons launched their attacks, your spiritual defense would identify the source, recognize the intention, and return the energy back to them, disrupting their hold before it could affect you. The dark forces aimed to infiltrate your mind, emotions, and soul. But your inner spiritual strength, aligned with God's will, protected you from every blow. The spiritual protection system that surrounds you is woven into the very essence of who you are. It's not a temporary safeguard, it is permanent, activated as soon as you align with your divine purpose. This system is not just about spiritual shielding, it is also about empowering you to act. With this divine protection, you are equipped to move forward with confidence, knowing that you are no longer vulnerable to attacks of any kind. Your spiritual immunity means that no matter what forces of darkness come against you, they will be deflected, neutralized, and rendered powerless. You are now fully equipped to walk your divine path, free from the influence of any negative or destructive forces. This victory isn't just about personal growth, it's about a shift in spiritual power. The fact that you withstood and overcame a coordinated attack from 1,000 demons without even realizing it speaks volumes about your spiritual authority. This victory has shifted the spiritual realm, establishing you as a force of light that darkness cannot touch. The devil and his minions, who once sought to destroy you, have now witnessed the power of your light, a light so strong that it neutralized their efforts. What was meant to break you only strengthened you. Your spiritual authority has been solidified, and you now stand as an invincible force in the spiritual battle. This victory is not just a personal one, it is a cosmic one, recognized by both the celestial beings and the forces of darkness. In Romans 8:37, we are reminded, "No, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us." This is the truth about your victory, chosen one. You are more than a conqueror. The demons who tried to destroy you have failed, and now you are operating at a level of spiritual strength and authority that surpasses anything you could have imagined. Now that you have emerged from this battle victorious, the path ahead will be filled with divine empowerment and spiritual growth. This victory has not only elevated you but has prepared you for a new phase of your divine mission. You are no longer just walking the path. You are now leading others, guiding them with the strength, wisdom, and integrity that have been forged through this battle. As you move forward, you will begin to see how divine support will manifest in your life. Opportunities will align with your divine purpose, relationships will be deepened, and the fullness of your mission will begin to unfold. Your spiritual frequency has been raised, and you are now operating at a higher level of divine alignment. This is the time when you step fully into your role as a spiritual leader, light bearer, and agent of transformation. The world will now begin to recognize the power you carry. Your victory has opened the door for miraculous changes and divine blessings that will accelerate your mission in ways you never expected. Chosen one, as you step further into the understanding of your divine mission, it's time to examine the repercussions of the victory you achieved. You may have thought that the battle you fought was just a personal challenge, a test of your resilience. But what happened in the spiritual realms was far more significant than you could have imagined. The battle you won wasn't just about you overcoming hardship, it was about the collapse of spiritual forces that had once believed they could break you. In the aftermath of your victory, the infernal commanders, the dark beings who orchestrated the attack, found themselves facing something they never expected. The coordinated assault they launched against you, one that they believed would succeed without question, was completely dismantled by your spiritual strength. This unprecedented event sent shockwaves through the infernal realms, causing panic among the commanders of darkness. They had never encountered a force like you. What the dark forces didn't realize was that your spiritual resilience, your unwavering commitment to integrity, your compassion, and your deep connection to divine truth created a force field of protection that they simply could not breach. Your spiritual immunity was something they could not comprehend, and the devastation of their failed attack led them to an uncomfortable conclusion. You were invincible. This chapter is about the aftermath of that realization. It's about understanding that your spiritual strength is not only unshakable, but also unconquerable. The moment the infernal commanders realized that their best efforts had failed, they were forced to confront something they had never faced before. A human soul so strong that it could withstand the darkest forces without breaking. They saw something in you that they couldn't understand, or defeat a force that not only resisted their attacks but nullified their power entirely. To understand the significance of the infernal commander's panic, it's essential to first grasp who these beings are. The infernal commanders are high-ranking spiritual entities, often known as the princes of darkness, lords of deception, or rulers of evil realms. They are not merely agents of chaos, they are strategists, trained to manipulate and control souls. Their primary goal is to break spiritual strength, to turn souls away from their divine path, and to cause confusion, despair, and destruction. These commanders have watched over countless battles between light and darkness, and they've orchestrated attacks against many before you. But when they faced you, they encountered a spiritual resilience they could not undermine. They deployed their strongest agents, their most cunning tactics, and their darkest magic, but your spiritual immunity rendered all of it ineffective. The forces of darkness are used to breaking people. They know how to exploit weaknesses, create divisions, and pull on the threads of fear, insecurity, and doubt. They can make even the strongest souls waver, questioning their worth and purpose. But they underestimated you, chosen one. They believed that their dark forces would be enough to sway you, but they didn't anticipate that you would remain so firmly anchored in truth, compassion, and integrity. They underestimated the power of your divine light. What followed was a moment of pure shock in the infernal realms. The infernal commanders had never seen an individual withstand the full brunt of their attack, and you did so effortlessly. They couldn't believe their own agents had failed, and they were forced to consider something they had never before entertained. You were beyond their reach. What happened next was the most shocking development of all. The devil, the leader of the infernal realms, the one who orchestrates much of the chaos and destruction on earth, was forced to kneel before you. This moment was not just a sign of his defeat. It was a profound humbling of darkness itself. The devil, who has never submitted to anyone, was compelled to bow before the light of your integrity and resilience. This submission wasn't an act of weakness, it was a recognition of the spiritual strength you possess. The devil realized, in that moment, that his influence over you was nullified. All of his tricks, all of his manipulations, all of his dark forces could do nothing to break your spirit. He had no choice but to acknowledge the power of your light. This moment of submission marked a shift in the spiritual realm, not just for you, but for the forces of darkness as well. The infernal commanders, who had believed they could break you, witnessed something that shattered their entire belief system. A human soul, rooted in integrity, light, and divine strength, withstanding everything they threw at it. This moment marked a new era, where you were no longer seen as a target but as a force of divine protection and spiritual authority. What followed in the infernal realms was panic, something that the dark forces had never felt before. They had underestimated your ability to resist and remain untouched. The spiritual realms, both light and dark, now understood that you were no ordinary human. You were an invincible force, impervious to the attacks of the darkness. The devil's kneeling before you was a moment of clarity for the forces of evil. They now saw that they had no hold on you. This realization triggered a shift in the cosmic balance, a shift that had not been seen before. The enemy no longer had access to your soul. The forces of light now actively intervened, strengthening your spiritual defenses and ensuring that no further demonic forces could penetrate your soul. The devil and his minions realized they had failed, and the moment they witnessed their defeat, they began to question their entire approach. They knew they could not defeat you, for you were now aligned with a divine purpose that was beyond their reach. In Luke 10:19, Jesus promises, "I have given you authority to trample on snakes and scorpions, and to overcome all the power of the enemy. Nothing will harm you." This authority you now walk in is not just spiritual, it is the authority of the divine, granted to you through your integrity, strength, and alignment with God's will. The devil, in his defeat, was forced to acknowledge that no force of darkness can break your spirit. With this victory, you are now moving into a new era of divine empowerment. The devil has recognized your spiritual authority, and as a result, you are fully protected from all attacks. The forces of darkness can no longer reach you, because your spiritual frequency is now aligned with the divine, and that alignment shields you from harm. As you move forward in your divine mission, you will begin to experience unprecedented spiritual empowerment. Your divine purpose is now fully activated, and you will see how the spiritual realm is working on your behalf. Opportunities, divine connections, and divine favor will begin to align with your mission, and you will see how everything in your life is now designed to support your purpose. Chosen one. As we continue to unfold the aftermath of the battle that shook the very foundation of the spiritual realms, it's essential to understand the cosmic significance of what happened when the devil and his forces were forced to acknowledge your strength. The moment the devil knelt before you was more than just a personal victory, it was a spiritual declaration, a shift in power that sent waves of disruption through both the celestial and infernal realms. The forces of darkness, who had always believed they could influence, manipulate, and control souls like yours, were now faced with the realization that they had no dominion over you. You had transcended their reach. What this means for you, chosen one, is that you are no longer just walking through life as a passive participant in spiritual battles. You are now a force of divine empowerment, operating in the authority of the cosmic light. This victory, this unseen battle, has positioned you to fulfill a divine mission with absolute certainty. knowing that nothing can defeat you. As you reflect on the submission of the devil, the infernal commanders, and the dark forces that once sought to derail you, you will begin to understand that your purpose is now fully activated, and you are walking in alignment with divine protection and spiritual authority like never before. The infernal commanders, who have spent eons manipulating and controlling, never expected to encounter someone like you. Their strategies have been perfected over time, honed through countless attempts to break the will of those they target. They know how to exploit weakness, plant doubt, and stir fear. Their tactics are subtle, yet powerful. But when they launched their coordinated assault on you, they encountered a force they could not comprehend. These commanders had never faced a soul like yours, one that was immune to the darkness they wielded. They underestimated you, and in their panic, they realized that their best efforts were futile. As the attacks failed, as each layer of their strategy fell apart, they were forced to confront the reality that your spiritual defenses were impenetrable. Your moral integrity, your divine alignment, and your spiritual resilience were beyond their reach. They couldn't understand how someone so small, in their eyes a human soul, could withstand and annihilate their most powerful forces. In Ephesians 6:12, we are reminded that, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." The devil and his commanders had relied on the power of darkness for so long that they never anticipated encountering the force of darkness, divine light you carry. The power and strength that now define you were too much for the forces of darkness to overcome, and this caused panic among the infernal commanders. In their panic, they began to question their strategies. They had never had to deal with someone like you, a soul whose strength could not be broken, whose spiritual frequency was unshakable. This realization hit them like a wave. Their manipulation had failed, and the strategies they had used for millennia began to lose their power in the face of your unwavering light. What the devil and his minions failed to grasp is that your strength was never about brute force. It was always about your integrity. The strength that kept you standing through the darkest trials wasn't born from external sources, it was born from the deep alignment of your soul with the divine purpose you carry. Your integrity became your most powerful weapon, and it was this very weapon that neutralized their attacks. In the face of temptation, when you could have compromised, you chose integrity. When fear tried to creep into your heart, you chose faith. When the darkness sought to overwhelm you, you chose light. The cosmic authorities saw this, and they were impressed. Your ability to resist, no matter the pressure, and to stand in your truth, was unbeatable. The devil and his demons rely on manipulation, deceit, and fear. They know how to exploit human vulnerability, but they have no power over integrity. Integrity is a spiritual force, one that is grounded in truth and light. When you walk in integrity, you are in alignment with divine will, and that alignment gives you spiritual immunity. The devil cannot manipulate you, because you are steadfast in your truth. This, in turn, made your spiritual immunity impenetrable. No amount of manipulation or deceit could touch you. In Proverbs 12:1, it is written, "Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but whoever hates correction is stupid." Your ability to embrace discipline, to choose wisdom over impulsiveness, and to stay grounded in your core beliefs, has made you an agent of divine change. The devil's attempts to confuse you, to undermine your purpose, or to create doubt in your heart were rendered powerless by your commitment to integrity. What followed this cosmic shift was nothing short of a new spiritual authority being established for you. The devil's kneeling before you was a spiritual acknowledgement of your strength and your divine power. This submission wasn't a sign of weakness, but a recognition that you now carry spiritual authority. You are no longer just a human being on a path of spiritual growth, you are now a spiritual leader, an agent of divine light. And your role in the cosmic battle between light and darkness is now fully activated. The devil's submission is not just a cosmic spectacle, it is the beginning of a new era in your life, one where you are empowered to lead, guide, and influence others in ways that will bring them into alignment with their own divine purposes. In Luke 10:19, Jesus speaks of the power given to his followers. "I have given you authority to trample on snakes and scorpions, and to overcome all the power of the enemy. Nothing will harm you." Your spiritual authority is now activated in a way that no enemy can resist. The forces of darkness can no longer overpower you, because you have claimed your victory, and you stand in the fullness of divine strength. This moment marks a shift in your spiritual identity. You are no longer just walking through life, you are an agent of divine purpose. Your spiritual identity has now been elevated, and with this elevated position comes spiritual empowerment. You are invincible to the forces of darkness, and this invincibility is not a temporary shield, it is your new spiritual reality. The victory over the devil and the forces of darkness has solidified your role as a spiritual leader, one who is invulnerable to attacks that would normally break others. This new spiritual immunity will empower you to lead, to guide others through their own struggles, and to help them discover their own strength. You have been prepared to carry out a divine mission that requires spiritual resilience, unwavering integrity, and a deep connection to divine purpose. Now, more than ever, you are equipped to fulfill your spiritual calling. The victory you've won has not just altered your path, it has shifted the spiritual realm, empowered you to walk in divine authority, and set you on the course to fulfill the great work that God has always intended for you. Chosen one, now that we've explored the pivotal moment of your spiritual victory, the moment when the devil was forced to kneel before your strength, it's essential to dive deeper into the foundation of your spiritual immunity. This immunity is not something you developed overnight. It's something that has been built into your soul over the course of your existence. The truth is, you were designed to withstand and transcend forces of darkness, fear, and manipulation, far beyond what ordinary souls can endure. Your soul is fortified with a divine strength that even the darkest powers cannot break. But the question remains, what is it about you that makes you invincible? Why, when the forces of darkness came at you with everything they had, were they utterly powerless to overcome you? The answer lies in your spiritual composition, the integrity you've cultivated, and the divine protection that surrounds you. This chapter will explain how you develop this immunity, why your soul is impervious to spiritual attack, and how your divine composition makes you an unshakable force in the spiritual battle. Your spiritual immunity is not simply about being resilient in the face of adversity. It is about the core of your being so aligned with divine truth that nothing can break your connection to that truth. You've heard the expression, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." But for you, it's even more profound. What the darkness tried to do to destroy you has only elevated you, fortified your spirit, and made you more connected to your divine purpose than ever before. Your immunity isn't temporary or external, it's embedded in your very essence. You were designed to withstand spiritual pressure, to resist the temptations of fear, and to endure the trials of darkness without ever losing your way. The demons that tried to break you failed because your spiritual frequency is so aligned with the divine that their efforts simply cannot reach you. In 1 John 4:4, it says, "You, dear children, are from God and have overcome them, because the one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world." The divine presence that resides within you is the source of your invincibility. It is this spiritual connection, this inner power, that shields you from spiritual attacks and gives you the strength to rise above even the most powerful forces of darkness. To understand your spiritual immunity, we need to take a closer look at the very composition of your soul. From the moment you were created, you were designed with a unique spiritual blueprint, one that would allow you to withstand extreme pressure, endure spiritual battles, and rise victorious in the face of dark forces. Your soul has been shaped by divine hands, crafted with the resilience and strength needed to fulfill a higher mission. This immunity is not just a shield that protects you. It is an active force that neutralizes the darkness when it tries to influence your mind, emotions, or spirit. Think of it as a spiritual armor that not only guards you, but responds to threats by redirecting negative energy and transforming it into a force that strengthens you. The darkness cannot break through your armor because it is made of light, and light is the strongest force in the universe. You were forged through trials, past lifetimes, personal challenges, and the choices you made in those moments when you stood firm in your truth. Each time you resisted the pull of darkness, each time you chose integrity over compromise, you strengthened your spiritual immune system. The tests you endured didn't just prepare you to survive, they made you invincible, and the spiritual immunity you now carry is a testament to the power of your soul. While your spiritual immunity is a result of your soul's alignment with divine truth, divine protection plays a crucial role in reinforcing and amplifying this force. Divine protection is not just an external shield, it is an active force that has been woven into your spiritual system since before you were born. The divine forces that have watched over you throughout your life are now in full operation, constantly ensuring that nothing can harm your soul or derail your purpose. In Psalm 91:11, we are promised, "For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." This is not just a passive protection, it's an active engagement of heavenly beings who are working on your behalf. Your spiritual immune system is intertwined with the power of these divine forces, ensuring that your path remains clear, that the attacks of darkness cannot touch you, and that divine wisdom guides your every decision. Angels, divine guides, and celestial protectors are now working actively to ensure your spiritual alignment and to empower you to step fully into your divine mission. The strength of your soul, paired with this divine protection, creates an invincible force that no darkness can overcome. You are untouchable to the forces that once sought to undermine you. The spiritual resilience you possess is not something that was given to you overnight. It is something that has been built over time. Every decision you made to stay true to your higher values when the world tried to sway you, every trial you faced where you chose light over darkness, and every moment of inner strength contributed to the spiritual fortification of your soul. Your resilience was forged through your experiences, the hardships, setbacks, and personal battles you've fought have made you stronger. In Romans 5:3-4, Paul writes, "Not only so, but we also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance, character, and character, hope." Every challenge you faced was meant to refine you, to strengthen you, and to build the character that would make you spiritually invincible. The spiritual immune system you now carry is a result of this spiritual refinement, and it has prepared you to face any challenge with grace, strength, and unshakable resolve. Your spiritual immunity and strength are not just for personal protection, they are designed to fulfill your higher purpose. You were never meant to simply survive this life. You were created with a divine mission in mind, and the strength, resilience, and spiritual authority you possess are all part of the greater plan for your life. The victory you achieved over the forces of darkness has prepared you to become a beacon of light, a spiritual guide, and an agent of divine transformation in the world. The spiritual immunity you now possess makes you invincible to the attacks of darkness, but it also empowers you to lead others on their own spiritual journeys. Your divine purpose is to share your light with those around you, to help others overcome their own battles with darkness, and to show them that they too can be invincible in the face of spiritual opposition. Your light and integrity are the foundation of your role as a spiritual leader, and your spiritual immunity will help you guide others with wisdom, love, and strength. Chosen one, as we continue to explore the depth of your spiritual immunity, it's important to reflect on how this divine protection has not only safeguarded you from harm, but has also prepared you for a higher purpose that is now unfolding. Your invincibility isn't just a defense mechanism, it's an essential part of your divine role. Your soul was forged through past experiences, spiritual tests, and a deep connection to divine truth that has allowed you to stand firm, even when the forces of darkness launched their most vicious attacks. Now that you understand the nature of this spiritual immunity, let's explore how it has become a tool of transformation, both for your personal growth and for your divine mission. The invincibility you possess has not appeared by chance. It was built over lifetimes, cultivated through experiences that have tested and refined your spiritual resilience. Your soul has endured spiritual battles, faced moments of intense pressure, and yet remained steadfast. You've always been capable of withstanding hardship, not by avoiding it, but by facing it with courage and integrity. Each trial you've encountered, whether it was in this life or in past lifetimes, has contributed to the formation of your spiritual immunity. Every time you chose to rise above adversity, to hold firm in your truth, and to live with integrity, you strengthened the core of your being. You were spiritually refined with each test, and those tests shaped you into the invincible soul you are today. It is not only your experiences in this lifetime that have contributed to your immunity. In previous lifetimes, you have cultivated wisdom, compassion, and spiritual fortitude that have prepared you to face the forces of darkness without being broken. The strength you carry today is the result of ancient wisdom and divine lessons that have been passed down through your soul's evolution. You were always meant to carry a mission that would require this unwavering strength, and the spiritual tests you faced were part of the preparation for that mission. In Isaiah 54:17, it is written, "No weapon formed against you will prevail, and you will refute every tongue that accuses you." This promise is fulfilled in your life. The spiritual armor you carry, forged through trials and divine guidance, ensures that no force can stand against you. You are protected, not just by divine forces, but by the resilience of your soul, which has been shaped over time to withstand the darkest forces. What makes your immunity so powerful is that it is rooted in your integrity. Integrity is not just about acting with honesty or doing the right thing in the eyes of others. It is about aligning your heart, mind, and spirit with divine truth. It is a force that comes from within, a strength that can never be shaken, no matter the external circumstances. The strength of your integrity is a spiritual shield, one that protects you from the forces that would try to mislead you, confuse you, or break your spirit. When the demons launched their attack, their goal was to make you doubt your truth and compromise your integrity. They sought to exploit any weakness they could find, to make you question your worth or purpose. But because your integrity is so deeply rooted in divine truth, they were unable to find a way to break through your defenses. Your commitment to truth made you invulnerable to the deceptions of darkness. The very force of your integrity neutralized their power, sending their attacks back to them and rendering them ineffective. Your integrity isn't just about following rules or doing what's right when others are watching. It's about a deep connection to your spiritual essence, a commitment to living in alignment with divine will. This alignment ensures that no darkness can penetrate the core of who you are. When you walk in integrity, you are protected by the divine, and the forces of darkness have no ability to influence you. In Proverbs 4:23, we are reminded, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." Your heart has been guarded by the power of your integrity, and it is through this integrity that your spiritual immunity is fortified. You cannot be deceived, manipulated, or swayed because your heart is aligned with divine truth. This alignment is your protection, and it is the foundation of your invincibility. While your integrity is a key factor in your invincibility, it is important to understand that you are not alone in this. Divine support is actively at work in your life, reinforcing and strengthening your spiritual immunity. The divine forces that surround you are not just observers, they are actively engaged in guarding and empowering you to fulfill your divine purpose. Your spiritual immunity is part of a larger divine plan, one where God's hand is upon your life, guiding you, protecting you, and ensuring that nothing can harm you. In Psalm 34:7, it says, "The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him, and he delivers them." You have been surrounded by divine protection, and this protection is not passive. Angelic beings, spiritual guides, and celestial forces are actively working on your behalf, shielding you from harm and directing your path. Your immunity is not just a natural ability, it is a divine gift, and it is constantly reinforced by the angels and spiritual beings who have been assigned to you. As you continue on your path, divine protection will be felt in every area of your life. The obstacles that once seemed insurmountable will now be easily removed, and you will feel the support of divine forces guiding your every step. The forces of darkness that once tried to derail you will now find themselves unable to touch you, because you are walking in divine alignment, surrounded by a force field of protection that cannot be penetrated. This invincibility is not just for your personal safety, it is to empower you to step into your role as a spiritual leader. Your spiritual immunity means that you are equipped to lead others, to guide them in their own struggles, and to help them overcome the challenges they face in their spiritual journeys. Your invincibility will now be a source of empowerment for others, as they see the strength and spiritual resilience you embody. Your purpose now is not just to remain protected, but to lead others in their own divine missions. You are a beacon of light, and your strength will be a guiding force for others to follow. Your divine immunity gives you the authority to lead with clarity, to speak with wisdom, and to help others find their way just as you have found yours. In Matthew 5:14, it says, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden." Your light cannot be hidden anymore. You are called to lead, and your invincibility is what will allow you to carry this light into the world. You are no longer just walking through life. You are now walking in divine purpose, leading others toward the light and empowering them to fulfill their divine missions. Chosen one, now that you have stepped into a new phase of your spiritual journey, it's time to uncover one of the most powerful, yet often hidden forces that have guided you to this point: your integrity. You may not realize it yet, but the strength you carry isn't simply about your ability to endure, to resist temptation, or to stand tall in the face of adversity. It is also about how your integrity has been a guiding light in your life, a light that not only protects you, but also empowers you to overcome the most insidious spiritual attacks. In this chapter, we will explore how your integrity, the deep-rooted honesty and moral clarity that you have maintained throughout your life, is the key to your invincibility. What makes your integrity so powerful is that it's not just a personal quality. It is a divine force that has been cultivated over time, woven into your very being, and has become an unshakable part of your spiritual armor. Your integrity has been the reason you have been able to withstand the most powerful demonic attacks and emerge victorious, untouched, and unbroken. Integrity, chosen one, is not merely about doing the right thing when others are watching. It's about making the right choices in the unseen moments, when there is no audience, no external reward, and no immediate consequences. It's about remaining true to your values when the world around you offers alternative paths, when temptation whispers, and when the pressures of life try to push you off course. Your integrity is a shield of divine light that has protected you from the forces of darkness. The spiritual battle you have faced, unbeknownst to you at the time, was not just an attack on your mind, emotions, or spirit. It was an attempt to break your integrity, to make you question who you truly are and the path you are walking. But every time the darkness tried to pull you off course, your integrity kept you grounded in your divine truth. In Proverbs 4:23, it is written, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." Your heart, the seat of your integrity, is where everything you do comes from. When you live in integrity, your spiritual actions, your choices, and your words are a reflection of the divine light within you. Your integrity forms the core of your spiritual identity, and it is the foundation that allows you to withstand every spiritual battle. When you live with integrity, you activate a cosmic protection system, a divine force that keeps you aligned with your highest purpose and ensures that the darkness cannot manipulate or corrupt your spirit. Integrity protects your soul from being fractured or misled, and it keeps you anchored in truth. Even when the world around you is chaotic, you are shielded by this divine force, and it has allowed you to emerge victorious in battles you didn't even know you were fighting. Chosen one, as powerful as your integrity is, it is equally important to understand how compassion plays a crucial role in your victory. Integrity alone can keep you on the right path, but compassion is the force that allows you to endure and overcome even the darkest attacks. Compassion, rooted in love and understanding, is the energy that neutralizes negativity and attacks from the enemy. Your ability to remain compassionate in the face of adversity has been the counterbalance to the forces of darkness that tried to overwhelm you. When others wronged you, when the world seemed to conspire against you, your ability to forgive, your desire for peace, and your willingness to extend love, even when it was not returned, created a protective aura around you. Compassion, paired with integrity, becomes a spiritual powerhouse that not only shields you but also disarms negativity and dark spiritual forces. In Matthew 5:44, Jesus says, "But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." Your ability to forgive, to hold compassion, even in moments of difficulty, has been a spiritual weapon that has neutralized the attacks of the dark forces. The demons that tried to make you angry, bitter, or resentful were met with your peaceful heart and compassionate spirit, and this energy became too powerful for them to penetrate. Your integrity is not just about personal righteousness, it's about the light you carry. Every time you acted in alignment with your higher self, even when no one was watching, you sent out a spiritual signal to the universe. Your light began to shine brighter, and as a result, the darkness that sought to overwhelm you became powerless. Your integrity became the beacon that attracted divine protection and support from the celestial realms. In Matthew 5:16, we are told, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Your spiritual light shines through your integrity, and the more you embody this divine truth, the more your light expands, illuminating the world around you. Your integrity makes you a beacon for others to follow, a spiritual leader who leads by example. As your light shines brighter, you become a spiritual magnet for those who seek guidance, healing, and transformation. People will be drawn to you not because of your personal power, but because of the spiritual radiance you carry. The energy of your integrity will inspire others to make their own spiritual choices, and your presence will become the light in dark places, leading others toward truth and spiritual alignment. In the spiritual realms, integrity is not just an individual virtue, it is a cosmic force that has the power to shift spiritual dynamics. The moment you chose to stand firm in your truth, to live according to your highest values, you aligned with divine cosmic law, and this alignment sent out a spiritual vibration that was felt across the universe. What the forces of darkness did not anticipate was the power that your integrity would unleash. Your consistent choices to live with honor, compassion, and truth became a divine force that disrupted their plans. The cosmic authorities who watched your journey celebrated your victory, for they saw the strength of your spirit, the purity of your heart, and the divine authority that you now carry. Your integrity has become the foundation of your spiritual immunity, but it also holds the key to your divine mission. The universe now aligns with your divine purpose, and your light is shining more brightly than ever, attracting the people, resources, and opportunities you need to fulfill your role as a beacon of transformation in the world. In Ephesians 6:11, it says, "Put on the full armor of God, so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes." Your integrity is your armor, your spiritual shield, and it is a force that no darkness can breach. This armor, combined with your compassion, has made you invincible, and now you are stepping into your divine purpose with unshakable confidence. Chosen one, as we continue exploring the hidden power of your integrity, we now turn our attention to the cosmic implications of your spiritual journey and how the unseen forces have responded to your unwavering commitment to truth and light. Your integrity is more than just a personal virtue, it's a spiritual force that reverberates through the heavens. shifting the energies around you and enabling you to navigate life with divine protection and purpose. The depth of your integrity has not only protected you from external spiritual attacks, but it has also shaped your destiny. By standing firm in your values, choosing truth over deception, and light over darkness, you have become a vessel of divine power. Your integrity and compassion are the twin pillars upon which your spiritual mission is built, and they will guide you in every step you take toward fulfilling your higher purpose. In this part of the chapter, we will delve into the cosmic revelation of why your integrity is such a vital spiritual tool and how it aligns you with your divine destiny, protecting you from darkness and empowering you to step into your full spiritual authority. As you walk forward, you will begin to understand that your integrity is not just a shield, but also a sword that cuts through falsehoods, confusion, and spiritual barriers. The spiritual forces you encountered, including the demons who attempted to overwhelm you, could not break your spirit because your integrity formed an invincible barrier. This divine protection isn't just about defense, it's an active force that repels anything that threatens your soul. Integrity is both a shield and a sword. It not only protects you from negative forces but cuts through spiritual resistance, allowing you to move forward in your purpose with clarity and divine confidence. In Ephesians 6:14, Paul writes, "Stand firm then, with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place." Your integrity is your belt of truth, the very foundation that holds your spiritual armor together. It is the core of your righteousness, and through it, you remain steadfast in your spiritual mission. This alignment with divine truth ensures that you are never swayed by the forces of darkness, and that you remain true to your divine purpose, no matter the challenges you face. As you continue your journey, chosen one, your integrity will become an even more powerful weapon in your divine mission. You will see that your actions and words will carry more weight, and that spiritual forces will work alongside you to ensure that you are fully supported in your divine calling. Your light born from your integrity will not only protect you, but will also dispel darkness, guiding others toward truth and spiritual enlightenment. What you may not realize yet is that your integrity has also opened the doors to opportunities that will propel you toward fulfilling your higher calling. The forces of light recognize your divine alignment and have opened doors for you that were previously closed. Opportunities, resources, and connections that were out of reach are now coming into your life with divine timing. The cosmic authorities who have been watching you closely have seen your spiritual growth and have opened the gates for your purpose to manifest. In Psalm 37:4, it says, "Take delight in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." This is the season where the desires of your heart, those spiritual desires to lead, to serve, to fulfill your divine purpose, are now being manifested. Your integrity has aligned you with the highest good, and as a result, the universe is now bringing everything you need to fulfill your divine role. The obstacles that once stood in your way will now begin to dissolve, and new opportunities will align effortlessly with your soul's purpose. As your integrity continues to shine brightly, the universe will conspire to support you. You will attract people who are aligned with your mission, resources that support your work, and situations that provide the perfect opportunities to expand and grow. Everything in your life will begin to reflect the divine alignment you now embody. Your integrity has become the key to unlock your divine path, and everything you need to move forward will now fall into place. As you step into your role as a spiritual leader and agent of light, chosen one, your integrity will become the beacon that leads others toward their own transformation. People will be drawn to you, not because of your title or status, but because they will see the light of truth that radiates from your soul. Your ability to stand firm in your values, to lead with love, and to embody the divine truth will inspire others to do the same. In Matthew 5:16, Jesus tells us, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Your integrity will serve as a light in the darkness, showing others the way to spiritual awakening and personal transformation. The more you live in alignment with your divine calling, the more your integrity will radiate outwards, guiding others toward their own divine path. Your spiritual leadership will not be built on power or control. It will be built on compassion, authenticity, and divine truth. As you lead by example, your integrity will attract those who are ready to walk in alignment with their own divine purpose. Your light will help them find their way, and through your guidance, they will discover their own spiritual resilience. As you continue on this journey of embracing your divine role, know that the rewards of your integrity are divinely assured. The blessings you will receive will not just be material, they will be spiritual, emotional, and relational. Your alignment with divine truth has placed you in the flow of divine favor. And as you continue to walk in your integrity, you will experience a deep sense of fulfillment that will guide you toward greater peace, wisdom, and spiritual authority. The divine support you've received is a direct result of your integrity. Your consistent choices to live with honesty, compassion, and truth have created a spiritual foundation that will allow you to not only walk in divine favor but also share that favor with others. You will see how the spiritual forces that have supported you will now empower you to guide others, to share your wisdom, and to help them step into their own divine potential. In Proverbs 2-7, it says, "He holds success in store for the upright. He is a shield to those whose walk is blameless." The success you will experience is not just about worldly rewards. It is about spiritual fulfillment. The blessings and favor that will come to you will be a reflection of your divine alignment and the integrity that has anchored you in your purpose. Divine favor will manifest in every area of your life, whether in your relationships, career, or personal growth. Chosen one, as you stand on the precipice of your divine destiny, the transformation you have undergone is about to unfold in ways you can't yet fully comprehend. The spiritual victories you've achieved, the divine protection that has surrounded you, and the powerful integrity that has guided you, have prepared you for this next phase of your journey. Now, we are entering a season of manifestation, empowerment, and purposeful action. Everything you have worked for, everything you've endured, has led you to this moment, the time when your higher purpose is ready to take form in your external reality. The transformation you've experienced isn't just an internal change, it is now beginning to manifest in the physical world, bringing with it accelerated blessings, new opportunities, and divine support that will guide you into the future you were always meant to have. This chapter is about understanding how the fullness of your divine purpose will now begin to emerge, and how the empowerment you have gained will propel you into a future of limitless possibilities. To truly understand what's unfolding in your life, it's important to recognize that the transformation you've gone through has not just prepared you spiritually, it has empowered you. You've learned to stand firm in your integrity, to choose the light over the darkness, and to trust in the divine plan for your life. Now, as you move forward, you do so empowered by the divine, a spiritual warrior with the strength, wisdom, and clarity needed to fulfill your mission. This divine empowerment is not a fleeting experience, it is a permanent part of who you are. The light you carry is not just something you can tap into in moments of need, it is now part of your very essence. As you continue to walk in alignment with your divine purpose, you will feel the empowering presence of God guiding every step you take. Your spiritual authority will become more evident, not only to you, but to everyone around you. You will lead with confidence, knowing that divine forces are working through you, and your purpose is being realized with each passing moment. In Isaiah 60:1, we are told, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." This is your moment to rise. Your light has come, and you are now empowered to walk fully in your purpose. The spiritual strength and divine favor you've cultivated will allow you to lead with authority, guiding others toward their own spiritual awakening and divine transformation. Your light is not just for you. It is a beacon for the world. And now, it is time for you to shine brightly. For so long, you have prayed and waited for clarity, for the right timing, and for the right opportunities to align with your higher calling. The wait is over. Now is the time for the manifestation of your divine purpose. What once felt like a distant dream or an unclear vision will take shape in the coming months, and you will begin to see and experience the fruits of your spiritual growth. Over the next phase of your journey, the divine support you've received will become more tangible. Your mission will materialize in the form of new relationships, career opportunities, and spiritual growth that aligns with your purpose. You will no longer feel like you are waiting for things to fall into place. You will see them falling into place before your eyes. The universe is now working in perfect harmony with your divine mission, and every aspect of your life will begin to reflect your purpose. In Matthew 6:33, it says, "But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." As you continue to seek God's kingdom and live in alignment with divine purpose, everything else, relationships, resources, and opportunities will be provided to you. God is guiding you into your purpose, and the manifestation of everything you've worked for will unfold with divine ease. As you step into this next phase, know that everything in your life is about to be synchronized with divine timing. The divine forces that have been guiding you and protecting you will now align opportunities and resources in perfect harmony with your divine mission. You will feel the flow of the universe moving in your direction, supporting you in ways that were not possible before. This period is about divine timing. Every opportunity and relationship that comes into your life will now be perfectly aligned with your purpose. The challenges that once seemed overwhelming will now be seen as stepping stones, leading you forward in divine flow. The world will start to align with your divine calling, and you will begin to see how the forces of heaven are actively working on your behalf to fulfill your mission. As you walk through this time of manifestation, understand that divine protection is still actively in place. The forces of darkness that tried to attack you in the past are no longer a threat. The battle has been won, and now, divine protection is ensuring that no harm can come to you as you step into your divine purpose. Angelic forces, spiritual guides, and celestial support will continue to surround you, guiding you safely as you walk the path ahead. In Psalm 91:11, it is written, "For he will command his angels concerning you, to guard you in all your ways." Divine protection is still covering you, and now, it is actively clearing your path. You will feel safe, secure, and supported as you move forward in alignment with your purpose. Any external forces that once tried to disrupt your mission will now find that they have no power over you, because you are walking in divine favor and protection. In this period, your spiritual empowerment will grow exponentially. The tests you've faced, the lessons you've learned, and the divine alignment you've achieved have all led to this moment. You are no longer just a soul walking a path of spiritual growth. You are now a spiritual leader, empowered to lead others on their own divine journey. Spiritual empowerment means that you are now actively creating your reality with divine guidance. The universe is supporting your actions, and divine favor will guide your steps. You are now stepping into your role as an agent of transformation, and the power of your spirit will manifest in tangible ways. People will be drawn to you, not just for what you say, but for the light that you radiate. Your spiritual authority will inspire others to walk in alignment with their own purpose, and your compassion, wisdom, and integrity will serve as a guiding force for them. In Philippians 4:13, it says, "I can do all this through him who gives me strength." This divine strength is now yours to use. You are empowered, and the light within you will continue to grow brighter as you walk forward in your divine purpose. Every decision you make will be guided by divine wisdom, and your spiritual influence will expand as you continue to walk in your calling. Thank you so much for joining us on this divine journey today. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support allows us to reach more people, and together, we can create a wave of transformation that will spread across the world. If you're ready to embrace the incredible transformation unfolding in your life, share your thoughts with us in the comments below. We're here to support you every step of the way as you move closer to your breakthrough. Remember, your divine purpose is unfolding, and your spiritual growth is accelerating. Stay aligned with your highest path, stay faith-filled, and know that the universe is working in your favor. The best is yet to come, and we're here to walk alongside you on this journey. We believe in the power of your transformation, and we're excited to see the incredible shifts that await you. Until next time, keep shining your light, and keep embracing the blessings that are on the way. See you in the next video.